and how, as we said, creating content is only the first part. Once they're on your profile, we need to make sure that they're in the right frame of mind to go ahead and book a meeting with yourself. So let's break this profile structure down. First, at the very top, we have the profile banner. Does it highlight one clear offer? Is it free of clutter and excessive text? We'll avoid just using the company logo. Always add a clear, specific message. So for me, I help M&E contractors win trust in the minds of tier 1 contractors. I help them through my LinkedIn workshops, my 90-day LinkedIn plans. And that's clearly portrayed in my banner. So I've stuck with the one offer of LinkedIn workshops. And when I've redesigned the banner, we'll look at designing one specifically for speaking and focusing on the 90-day LinkedIn self-sustainable plans. So next, let's look at the profile picture. Are you smiling? It might sound silly, but when you smile, psychology shows it reciprocates and you become much more memorable to the viewer. It has to be 400 by 400 pixels in JPEG or PNG. The background we recommend to be decluttered and aligned with brand colors to make sure that you get that your face is memorable to the user, and that it aligns with the brand colors for familiarity. Headline. So there's a lot of information around what the headline should be. In my mind, I'd recommend it to be really specific. You specify who you help and how. So, for example, in my case, I help B2B external sales teams generate the right meetings through LinkedIn. Okay? Make sure it doesn't just show your job title. That can be put down in the exteriors below. So make sure your headline is short, clear, and benefit driven. Next, we'll look at the website link. Okay? This differs depending on if you have a free or premium profile. If you're on a free profile, you can add various choices. Obviously, any third-party link. I'd recommend using a scheduling link to your meetings through Calendly or HubSpot. This is placed under your location. Or you can link to your website or a landing page where you have a free guide that users will find extremely useful that they can implement there and then on the spot. For premium profiles, you have a CTA button. For a CTA button, you have various options. Download now, get started, request a demo, try now, contact us or learn more. I'd recommend contact us. And remember, when someone views your profile for the first time, the CTA button on a premium profile will show up. Now we go to the About section. I'd recommend using sentences. White space for each sentence to make it easier to read. We recommend sharing your story and a background to build trust. Clearly outline what you do and the problems you solve. Include past success stories to demonstrate credibility. End with a clear call to action. Here's my example on my About section. So, have you ever been in a meeting where sales professionals dismiss LinkedIn for lead generation? It's not their fault. I would have done the same in their shoes. If so, you're not alone. Like all many B2B sales teams, they lack clear guidance and didn't see any results from any of their previous efforts. So why would they trust this new method? So it's inspired to create a LinkedIn strategy that focused on aligning company goals with LinkedIn marketing, one-to-one personal branded workshops, not fluff. It's clear, no nonsense advice. It's applicable to their situations. A content strategy based on expertise. Weekly content planning sessions, there was no faff. They don't have time when they're on the road in the M25, 9 to 5, going from site to site. Writing high converting copy, writing content ideation to make it as easy as possible for the sales team to generate ideas on the road. And tracking results for optimization, i.e. how can we improve what we've done last week? The outcome, this system turned LinkedIn into a lead generation powerhouse. In other words, after implementing this strategy, the sales team I work with started generating leads and opening the doors to elite contractors. The next part of the profile then is the services section. It's best for freelancers. Have you clearly listed your services in the About section? Have you highlighted the key skills? Have you linked to images and documents showcasing past work? Have you invited past clients to leave reviews? As we all know, social proof is king. If you don't have the previous evidence, then why should anyone trust you? Here we have the 7 is the features section. It's important you add this to your profile. It's a brilliant way to show others what you've done. And again, it rings the bell of social proof. So I recommend having no more than 2 to 3 slides. So first of all, I'm recommending having your most important case study. Put it loud and proud. I'd also link to a meeting scheduler. And also, if you want to use one more slide, I'd opt for having a really useful guide, a checklist for prospects, okay? This is an example of the meeting scheduler that I set up in my featured section. Now let's go to experience, typically where we list our jobs. So, have you highlighted key results in your role? i.e., for example, managing a project portfolio which worth over 100 million. Really be specific on the results that you created in your past job experiences. So, for example, as an M&E contract, really go to town on the worth and value of the M&E projects you've worked in, or what matters and processes you've implemented to make sure that the environment and the installation was at the highest standard and met all the key criteria. Have you outlined career progression? i.e., have you given a really specific example of how you progressed in that job? For example, did you grow from managing one client to leading a team of 5 contractors? education section, have you listed your relevant degrees, skills and professional training? It's really important here that you list all the key learning qualifications that you have here, okay? This leads nicely into licenses and certifications. Have you added work-related certificates, e.g. site management safety training schemes? Have you selected key skills and endorsed them? Down to recommendations. Do you have at least 3 recommendations from previous clients or colleagues? Additional profile tips. Always regularly update your profile with new skills, experiences and achievements. Customize your LinkedIn URL to make it clean and professional. Set your profile visibility to public for maximum exposure. Also make sure you're looking at your profile regularly to see who's viewing your profile and how it's grown. So how can I help you? Well, aside from having a clear, no-nonsense 90-day LinkedIn plan, we'll take your team from viewing LinkedIn as just an extra task to one where they can really attack the day of it, and strategy after 90 days, which is self-sustainable. You don't need to rely on external sources again. I also offer on their own LinkedIn workshops, one-to-one and small groups are free. This is tailored for anyone who's beginning at LinkedIn, all the way to those who have been using LinkedIn for 2 to 3 years and want to start generating and networking to those customers they currently don't reach, and for those who want to generate meetings with their ideal customer prospects. I also offer you a done-for-you LinkedIn strategy and execution. This feeds in nicely with the 90-day plan I discussed, as well as custom LinkedIn content plan and copywriting, if that's what you're looking for. Okay. So my details can be found here, mdavisdigital@outlook.com, or simply direct message me on my LinkedIn. Okie dokie. Well, so finally, thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys.